What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, The Podcast, the number one self-proclaimed podcast about MLB The Show on the internet. I don't know if it's number one. It might be number 62. You guys tell me what you think. Either way, we are back for another week of MLB The Show talk. And I kind of want to take this first episode after everybody's kind of had some time to grind. Last week was kind of like our introductory episode to MLB The Show 24. I want to take this week's episode to kind of take stock of what I've been able to do so far in terms of collections and progress and this and that. And then get back into that news cycle, right? We could talk about cards that have come out. We could talk about what's on the calendar for this upcoming week. That's what I miss in the offseason. We don't have that type of stuff really to talk about. So if you guys enjoy this podcast, if this is your first one, hello, welcome. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. But if you enjoy this podcast, make sure you're a subscriber or a follower on Apple and Spotify, whichever one you listen on. I appreciate it. At any point, comment down below what you think, what type of progress you've made, anything like that. My number one question for everybody so far, please put this in the comments. Who is your favorite card right now under a 90? Under a 90. I know you can get access to some 90s, 95s even if you do some collections, whatnot. Basically, who's your favorite card, 89 or less? And because I know everybody's going to say Byron Buxton, don't say Byron Buxton. I want to switch it up. I want to see who you guys are loving, who you guys are working with. Maybe I'll try to implement them as well into my teams. I have a couple guys that I like, but I don't want to sway your opinions, so I'm not going to say them. But either way, I've talked enough. Let's get into some stuff. I want to talk first about probably which collections I've been able to accomplish first, because that's going to leak into who's on my team. I did go flawless for the first time last week, so I've gotten one of those under my belt. That has significantly helped me with stubbage for collections and such. I've grinded some Road to the Show. That's gotten me some stubs. I've grinded mini seasons that's gotten me some stubs. I've grinded Conquest that's gotten me some stubs. I've done as much offline crap as my brain can handle. So I went flawless. In ranked seasons, I'm 11-0 right now. And at 11-0, I'm at a 637 rating. I love how quick it is to progress early on in ranked seasons. Big fan of that change. I don't know what the algorithm is for how many points you get per win, but whatever it is, they scaled it really nicely for early on. So I appreciate that. I have not run into any of the idiots doing the two-way glitch in ranked. I've run into it in BR, and I pray that SDS figures it out because they've already figured it out last year. And I think that's why it makes it so frustrating that it's in the game again this year. They have not acknowledged it yet, at least at time of recording. I'm recording this on Sunday at like 2 in the afternoon. I hope... I mean, they have to be aware of it. Plenty of people have let them know. But I hope they're working on a fix because it's hurting the experience in a lot of places. Let's say that. But either way, ranked, we're 11-0, 637. I maxed out the event, 35 wins to get all these free packs and cards. I actually, in the event, I'm 39-8 because I had a couple runs I was finishing and whatnot. So that's all good. That's all dandy. All of this leads me to what my team is looking like right now. I am running the Byron Buxton captain just like the rest of the world. I only run him at tier 2 though, because there's some other cards I like to use. But right now my lineup is Mike Trout in left. Oh, I didn't talk about collections first. LOL, pause, sorry, reverse it. Sorry, I jumped the gun. I finished the entire American League. So I have Rafael Palmeiro, as you can see there. And I have 9 of the 15 National League teams done. I have every single card for the remaining 6 teams except for bronzes and diamonds. So with the Braves, I have a couple diamonds, diamonds and gold. Did I say bronzes? I meant golds. I'm like super tired. Sorry. Diamonds and golds are the ones I need. For some teams, I have a couple golds and a diamond. For some teams, I have none. You get the gist. So we'll be done with this soon enough. I mean, some of the most expensive cards in the game are still left. The Shohei is so expensive. Mookie is expensive. Acuna ain't cheap. It's going to be a little bit. I'm praying for pack luck. But now we can talk about my roster. I apologize for jumping the gun there. We have Mike Trout in left. He gets the Buxton boost. We have Byron Buxton in center field. We have Bernie Williams playing right. If you're not using Bernie, or if you have him and you're not using him, that's a better way to put it. give him a try. He is my favorite card right now, even though I said we should talk about 89s and below. He's a 90. He's incredible. Switch hitter, beautiful swing hitting, 459 in 37 at-bats with 6 tanks. He also had a 3-run home run deleted because the guy rage quit. So he's excellent. At third base, we're rocking Corey Seager. I'm not in love with the third base options at the current moment. Beltre, of course, is available. I just did not choose him out of my starting pre-order pack, and I'm not spending stubs on anything but live series right now. You'll notice I don't have anything that's not free to acquire because I'm spending stubs on live series. Justin Turner's eye, Rendon's eye, Longoria's eye, they're just not for me. And then when you look at secondaries, J.D. Davis is very, very, very good, but the fielding just ain't there. And Corey Seager's nice, so we're using Corey Seager there. Adalberto Mondesi is at shortstop. He's the king of the captain boost. Tamar Johnson's insane. Tiny little fella, but he's insane. Our collection, Rafael Palmeiro. We only have 4 at-bats with him, but we got 2 singles. We're hitting 500. That ain't bad. Your Daddy is DHing. We're hitting 714 with Your Daddy. He's incredible. Gary Sanchez is catching. A lot of people are either going to run Gary or Joe Mauer or Yasmani. If I'm running like a true God squad right now without a captain boost, I'm running Joe Mauer. But because Byron Buxton boost this early in the game is just broken, you have to use the captain boost if you have it. The bench is just some fellas. I'm pleasantly surprised with Aaron Judge's swing. I think they made it a little faster, or something's different about it because I'm hitting the piss out of the ball with Aaron Judge, and it feels better. Harry Ford is incredible with the Buxton boost. I just prefer Gary Sanchez's swing, so that's why he's there. A lot of people are going to run Harry Ford. David Peralta is a slept-on captain. I know a lot of people are taking Adam Dunn and Mondesi out of their captain packs. Peralta with the boost is really, really, really good. Then I got Willie Castro here just because he might be the best gold in the history of existence. Like, he's out of this world incredible. So try Willie Castro. The pitching staff I'm still working on. I've got Johan Santana, P5. Nolan Ryan is here. Roy Oswald is here. He'll be this week's How to Pitch with video, by the way. Look out for that on Thursday. Already recorded it. It went well. Zach Greinke and Roy Halladay is in here. Flaherty's in here. Webb is in here. This Nestor Cortez's eye, actually. Jacob LeMiz. Cliff Lee. There's a lot of like rotational pieces. Grayson Rodriguez isn't bad this early in the game. It's flexible, which I like. I think that's good. And then the bullpen, I think I have the most dominant arms available for the bullpen because it's pretty cut and dry right now because bullpens are rough. So I've got the 3 best lefties I think are Josh Hader, John Franco, and Andrew Miller. I don't have Billy Wagner because I don't think Billy Wagner is that difficult to hit. Attribute-wise, he might be up there, and that's fair. And if you pitch well with him, great. Use him. I don't think he's that good because I hit the shit out of him. And if I could do it, he ain't that good. I've live series Felix Bautista. I believe the captain one is just as good, but I would just get the live series instead. Daniel Bard, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Jose Leclerc. Even though his pinpoint's messed up, he's still pretty good. I don't use him a lot until they fix his pinpoint. I hope they fix it soon. If you guys are not aware, there are some pitchers whose pinpoint is kind of buggy right now, and no matter what you do, you can't get a perfect input. So, hoping that gets fixed. And Raisel Iglesias has been really, really incredible. 2.25 ERA in 12 innings. So is Sir Anthony, to be fair. 3.1 innings, no ERA. Still early, 3 innings, but he's been very good. That's the squad, boys. I mean, it's fun. There's a lot of good cards to use. I'd also be an idiot if I forgot to mention, and you'll see this video on Friday, I got Paul O'Neill 1/1 P5, my first ever Superfractor. I did it. I didn't necessarily intend on doing it until I sat down Friday night, and I was like, you know what? I'm only 1,500 PXP away, and nobody is 1/1 yet. I was 1/1 to P3, and then 2 of 2 to P4. So I kind of just like gave up on it. I was like, it's okay. I didn't get to 1/1 P3 on purpose. It was not a race. He's my favorite player ever. So the first thing I did when I got the game was I unlocked him and started using him in Conquest. It just kind of happened that way. But our first 1/1, so that's super cool. Paul O'Neill's great. His 99 is going to kick ass, and I can't wait for it. But now there's some things I want to talk about. Some trends I've noticed. First of all, let's go to the show shop to talk about what's available right now. This free Ha-Sung Kim pack, I think is going to be gone by the time you're listening to this. It might be another free pack. I'm not sure. There will be a free pack this week. Just pay attention to it. I want to talk about these packs. I want to talk first about the Soul Series program. These are decent cards. Xander Bogaerts is like a top 5 shortstop right now in the game. Evan Phillips, valuable reliever if you have the stubbage, 70,000. I think that's a little too much, but whatever. Will Smith is a great catcher. Great catcher. He's got an electric swing. This Max Muncy is an incredible bench bat and honestly just good all around anyway. The 53 contact versus left on these low difficulties doesn't matter much. Luis Campusano, he's a fun type of catcher. Yuki Matsui doesn't really have the meta, but he's different. We've never seen him before. He might be okay. Jackson Merrill, I love the way this card is built. If you like extrapolate this out to what his 99 would look like, this card's going to be sick if we get one. Max or close to max contact, 90s power, great fielding, great speed. That's my favorite type of card. They've just built it. So this card might not be excellent, but I can see what they're working towards. I'm a fan. And then Daniel Hudson, they sneaky gave a sinker to just to make him not irrelevant. Cool cards. 40K for this pack, way too expensive. Way too expensive. That'll be a theme for the next few minutes. So many of these packs are way too expensive for the cards you're getting. I wish this would have been a program. Maybe not to get all of the cards we just talked about, but at least to get some of them with 1 or 2 of the 90s at the end. They dropped middle of last week, excuse me. Got stuck on my tongue there. Why am I going there? Middle of last week, they dropped this Conquest map. The Spring Showers Conquest map. That's cool and fine. I did it, of course, but like they should have saved that Conquest for a program for the Soul Series. And then gave you a showdown or something. In my opinion. Because early in the game, people want those programs to grind. Like, the game's been out 2 weeks, and we still only have the same 2 programs that we started with. Spring Breakout and Starter. It's only been 2 weeks. I know that makes it seem like an unreasonable request to just keep pumping out programs. But the Soul Series was kind of like the Mexico Series. Mexico Series had a program last year. It was admittedly a bad program, but that was when gameplay progression was different. So I think the Soul Series should have been a program. That's just my humble opinion. And then because of that, these packs are just way too expensive. And now we talk about the second Spring Breakout pack. 40,000 stubs. Now you could argue the first Spring Breakout pack could have been worth 40,000. Skeens and Jackson Holiday were really coveted cards, sought after players, and good. Like, really good. But this version, like, and this is no shade on the players we're about to talk about. No disrespect, but they are not the number 1 hitting and number 1 pitching prospects in baseball. And maybe because I'm stupid, you guys can call me stupid, that's fine. I don't really recognize these names almost at all. Cam Collier. Looks fine. He's not worth, well, now he's cheaper. We'll talk about why he's cheaper. Pause, rewind, reverse it. But why would I spend 40K on a pack for a guy now who's only worth 22K on the market? Jordan Lawler. I've heard of Jordan Lawler, of course. Everybody's heard of Jordan Lawler. He's a top prospect in baseball. But this card does nothing really to excite me. Tink Hence. He's got a fucking dope name. Primary sinker. Nothing super special. Thomas White. Maybe the most generic name in the history of baseball. He throws a sinker as well, and he's a lefty. Nothing. No quirks. Drew Romo, he's a guy we've heard of, switch hitting catcher, kind of just bland, good fielder, which at this point in the game you don't see a lot of catchers, so shout out to Drew Romo. Brandon Sprout. Brandon's here. He's got max K per 9, 99 K per 9, throws a cutter. That's it. TJ White, I learned about TJ White pretty quickly, switch hitting first baseman. He beat the piss out of me in one BR game. He went deep twice, 2 perfects, both, one from each side of the plate. So I learned about him, but he's not incredible. Addison Barger, you put him on the Buxton team, I've heard he's very good. But on his own, he's not phenomenal. And then, like, you get down to these 87s, they're actually more expensive than the 90s, because the 90s are available in the Vault Pack, which I really want to spend some time on. The Vault Pack is 40,000 stubs, again, expensive. On the surface, the Vault Pack sounds cool. There's high diamonds in it. But it's not diamond exclusive. you could still get golds. I watched Ochev buy one of these, open it, and had 5 golds in it. He spent 40K on 5 golds. And I think you only picked 2 of them, right? Yeah, you picked 2. So he got 2 golds for 40K. That seems a little exploitative to me. It's early in the season, so maybe SDS just doesn't want to start handing out diamonds to everybody, right? Too soon, too quick, tanks the market, makes it a problem. But at least we gotta tank the price of this pack then, if that's the case. 40K is highly, highly expensive. But the Vault Pack has all of those previous 90s we were just talking about. It's got Skeens, it's got Salas, it's got Holiday, Collier, Tink, Jordan, Tom Seaver's in it, Michael Young's in it, it's got all the headliners, Mickey Mantle. Like, it's got dudes in it. Plus, there's a chance you can get live series MLB players. You can get Shohei out of it. So yeah, it's a risk, it's a gamble. Buying packs is always a gamble, for sure. I recognize that. That's part of what you sign up for. The price is just a little too high. Just a hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. Just my opinion. Like, I have not bought a single pack this year. I pay for the free packs, obviously, because they're free and it's not paying. You just take them. But I haven't bought anything else. Nothing. I won't do it. It is always better to just go out and buy the card because you guarantee yourself you're getting the card. You're not risking to potentially not get the card and then having to spend on the card anyway. Some people operate differently. Some people like the thrill of opening packs. And I hear you. I feel you. That's fine. I got baseball cards right over here. So go open packs if you want. Just be careful with your stubs. And on that note, talking about baseball cards, we have a cool little promo for you guys. Shout out to Nick Horan. He runs the MLB The Show shop on Etsy. It is a shop in which you can get baseball cards of MLB The Show cards. Look how cool this one is. He sent me a few. He sent me maybe my favorite card from last year. Shout out JP Crawford. Look at that cracked hollow. Look how cool that is. So here's how it works. If you go to the MLB The Show shop on Etsy, you can choose from 2 finishes, the original glossy or the cracked ice holographic. That's super, super sick. I will, of course, link his shop down below in the description. You could buy the cards as cards, which is like, these are on card stock, guys. These are not pieces of paper. This is like card stock. This is real. Or stickers, and I have an example. Look at this cool milestone Ronald Acuna. It's a sticker. So I'm gonna look how ugly my shaker bottle is. It's orange and blue. Who bought me this? It's hideous, honestly. We're gonna make it look better. We're gonna peel the sticker off. Bingo bango. Look at that. It's a sticker. Very nice. And just so I don't mess it up, we're gonna get all sorts of, precise here. And we're gonna slap a doodle dandy. That sticker. Right on there. Look at that. We've got a Ronald Acuna water bottle. Instantly cooler than what I had before. So you can get stickers, you can get card stock. They're waterproof. That's important. Waterproof sticker. If you want to start washing it, obviously you're like, oh no, I put a sticker on my bottle. I can't wash it anymore. BS. Yes, you can. And all cards come with a protective laminate layer so it doesn't smudge. You get a penny sleeve. You get a top loader. Or you want to pay a little extra, you get the magnetic case like I got for the JP Crawford here. So check out the shop on Etsy. I will link it, like I said, in the description. Shout out to Nick for partnering with us for a couple weeks of the podcast. The cards are cool. Go check them out. That's all I can say. One last note about cards and packs before we move on to some other stuff. So SDS has done a very different thing than what they've done before. With cards like this. See this Chris Taylor? And alternatively, see this Nasty Nestor? They were regionally exclusive cards that you could only get by either scanning a QR code or entering a code on codes.theshow.com. Those codes have since expired. I was able to get Chris Taylor, even though he was LA exclusive. I don't know how that worked. And I got Nestor Cortez, even though I don't live in New York anymore. They also released a Jake Cronenworth that I tried to do codes and scans for, and it didn't work. So I think they figured out the regional locking thing. Here's my stance on that. I don't love the regional exclusivity thing. Because even though, yes, someone in San Diego's favorite player, or one of the favorite players, might be Jake Cronenworth. A lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us who play Diamond Dynasty throw away our team allegiances a little bit just to use guys we think are good. So what if, like, your favorite card is Jake Cronenworth? Sucks to suck. You don't get to use it. So I don't love that. I do think redeeming codes for free packs and cards and stuff is cool, but I think it should be available to everybody. And I think the time limit the cards are available should be explicitly said somewhere. Like, you have 24 hours, or you have 12 hours, or you have until Friday to redeem this card/pack. Transparency is nice, in my opinion. But what it also tells me, if we're going to take a spin on it, not there, season collections. Because theoretically, you'll only be able to get the card from the region you live in. So 1 of 30. I got 2 of 30. I understand a lot of people got 2 of 30, whatever. I think that means filling up these collections, the season 1 collection, is not going to be hard. Because otherwise you're excluded from getting 29 or 28 of the 30 cards. You know what I'm trying to get at? So I think that means they're just going to continue flooding us with cards, which I like. And it won't be difficult to reach these collections. Now, I have John Franco. That is the highest tier you can get to right now. 70 cards to collect. Pretty good. I like them. They should be probably refreshing this soon with more steps in between 70 and 280. I am very, very interested to see how many more free cards they're going to give us to help us get to these top tiers. Because it would only make sense that if they're doing regionally exclusive cards, they're not worried about everybody getting to the max level. You know, like, am I making sense? I think I'm making sense. So, I'm 50-50 on the regional thing. I understand why it's cool for some people, and I understand it's regional marketing for them, which, I mean, that's how marketing works, and I can't fault them for trying it. But, like, what happens if they give out an 87 overall Kyle Schwarber for the Phillies? The whole world is going to want to use that card, especially because he'll probably fit the Buxton boost. And only Philadelphia or Pennsylvania area people will be able to use it. So, like, that's just one example. There are plenty of others. What if the Yankees get an 87 Soto? I want to use that. I might not be able to. I know they just got Nestor Cortez, whatever. Another example. So, I'm curious what you guys think about the packs thing. It's interesting. It's new. It's different. I'm here for creativity. I just don't know if they thought about repercussions, I guess. Let's talk about the calendar. So on March 27th, oh, there you go. March 27th, free Diamond Pack. That is going to be on Wednesday. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday, that's probably your last day to get the Ha-Sung Kim Pack. There will be a free Diamond player on Wednesday. Who knows what it is? They'll tell us probably the day it drops. On March 28th, it's opening day. Shout out opening day. They're going to be supercharging opening day cards. I would imagine at least one player per game, maybe one player per team. That would be a lot of work, but I would guess it'd be at least one player per game. There's going to be an opening day event that begins on March 29th. Remember, events are basically 2 weeks now, and it's been 2 weeks since the launch of the game. So opening day event. And the egg hunt is back. The egg hunt last year was pretty fun. For those of you who are new to the game, it's when SDS for Easter weekend dropped a bunch of, like, random collectible eggs throughout the game. And, like, if you played a mini-seasons game, you got an egg. If you hit a home run in BR, you got an egg. And you had to collect X amount of eggs and redeem them, trade them, and exchange them for whatever the program progress was. I hope it's fine-tuned and just a little more accessible. I hope it's a little more, they gave you hints as to where the eggs were. I hope it's a little just better than what it was last year. It was still a lot of fun last year, but now that it's year 2, I'd like to see some progression made. Also, on Friday will be a ranked program update. That does not mean a new ranked season, because this ranked season ends on April 12th. What they're doing is making updates to this program. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I want to be clear. As you'll see on the left there on my screen, it says first drop innings missions, first drop PXP and stat missions. There will be a second drop. There will be more innings missions, probably more stat missions. I've already filled these stat missions up in 11 games, so it's pretty simple. Some people finish them a lot sooner than 11 games, but I've played so many quits. People quit after I get... Literally, I played a game. You'll see it in Friday's video. That guy friendly quitted me, or he paused. I can't remember. Whatever he did. Before the first pitch was thrown. He threw the first pitch. It was a single by Derek Jeter. He promptly quit. Sorry you couldn't handle the leadoff slap single by Derek Jeter. So, a lot of quits. But they will have some new stuff to do, all with the purpose of getting you at least to this Andrew McCutchen at 75 points, and then maybe even to the no-sell pack. Or is it no-sell? It might not be no-sell. I don't remember. Actually, I don't think it's no-sell. I think anybody can get it. That's the calendar. That's what's coming this week. I'm super stoked that we have stuff to talk about again, guys. It's been a cold, not really winter, summer, I guess, and then into winter. It's been a cold few months, but the game is back. Some of its little flaws have started to expose themselves. The two-way player glitch, like I talked about, pitching is very difficult, but I think that it's more of a product of the pitchers not being very good. I don't think pitching's broken. I just think the hitting right now is outpacing the pitching. And there are some little I don't know what you'd call them per se. Secondary things. Like I talked about the noise being really loud in the background, like the whooshing sound. The menus are so friggin' bright. You guys can check out last Wednesday's Whiteboard Wednesday about some of the flaws in the game right now. None of those flaws are game breaking. The two-way glitch is bad. Let's be honest about that. I'm just very confident that that's going to get fixed because it got fixed last year and they theoretically know how to fix it again. So long term, none of these things are breaking the game for me. I'm confident pitching will get better as the cards get better. I hope. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, we are in for a problem. I've seen some people have a lot of foul ball issues. I hear that, I see that, and I feel that, but I also think we're all using low vision cards with the Byron Buxton boost, and I think the low vision cards is inherently going to enhance how many foul balls happen, for better or worse. That could be a game coding problem. You might not like that, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I'm just saying I think that's why it's happening. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. There's a new chase card already. I hope that means there's going to be more chase packs all the time. So John Donaldson's no longer in a chase pack. Sorry, guys. I feel like we're backtracking, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's Javier Baez. He don't do it for me. He destroys lefties. Great in the field. I think his swing is awful. And he's 100K. So you guys can have fun with Javier Baez. I don't know why he's so much more expensive than John Donaldson. John Donaldson's up to 40K. You could get him at his lowest at 25, I think. His lowest was 19,200. So yeah, whatever. I didn't go out and buy John Donaldson because as good as he is, I think pitching's going to, like I said, kind of start escalating. I might have said this in another video today. I've recorded so much today, I don't remember if I said this in this podcast or somewhere else. But you don't need John Donaldson. If you're exploiting the two-way glitch, you need John Donaldson. But please, for the love of God, stop exploiting the two-way glitch. Even though it's in the game and it's not illegal, air quotes all around, please just don't do it. Everyone's annoyed by you for doing it. But yeah, that's it, homies. This was a fun little recap episode. Next week will be less recappy. We will continue to go over the news, of course, of the week. But I just felt like this was a good time to talk about all the progress that some people have made. Some people have collections done already. I know people who have collections done already. No money spent because they're grinders and flippers and road to the show people. I'm not one of those people. However, I've done some things, gotten some stubs, made some progress. This is my team. We talked about it. I think it was a good time to talk progress. But let me know where you guys are at. Let me know who your favorite card under 90 is. And like the video, subscribe and whatnot. All the YouTube stuff. Thank you guys for making it to the end, of course. I hope you're enjoying the game. And I love you all. See you next time.